You want to get down with the Occupy Toronto crowd, get a sense of their commitment to the saving of our planet, to the curing of our financial woes, and perhaps even finding out why Karl Marx is so woefully misunderstood. Well, our own Jacqui Delaney, host of Newswire, wanted to find the answers to these questions and many more, and so she ventured down to their squatters' village in what was once a pretty little Toronto park. But the reception she received wasn't particularly warm and fuzzy. Where is all the peace and love? Watch this.
I think that there are many tactics of provocation that will be used just like every protest, but we're not a protest, so they'll deal with us like a protest, but we're more kind of like a new epoch in human history. It's like a new thing spreading throughout the world, so you can move us from one park, there are other parks, or we can come back.
Well, we're joined in the studio today by Jacqui Delaney, who's escaped safely from that love-in. Now, that was sort of that was a nice part of your visit, wasn't it?
That was perhaps the calmest, or one of the calmest moments. If only it had remained that calm. And there were several people like that who were willing to talk to me calmly. Unfortunately, not everybody felt that way. What's going on down there now? Because I've been down there a few times, sometimes without a camera. This is the first time I've gone down with a camera. Well, I go by,
when I walk home to my little squat, my own little squat.
The one you pay for, you mean?
The one you pay for, yes. I go up and I walk by, then I go through, and I know a couple of the folks in there, but who are moderately demented. But continue on. You were saying that.
Well, I was just going to say, the moment you start saying something negative, or you continue to question them and push them for a real answer, because as you saw there, I asked him. That's about the best answer anybody can give me. They like to talk in very broad strokes, but there's no real clear vision of what it is they're trying to accomplish. But the moment you start disagreeing, or have a negative tone, or continue to question, all of a sudden people come out of literally the woodwork, and you start feeling people gathering around you, and it really becomes a mob mentality, and you start to feel very bullied. And like I said, the mob is ganging up on you, and that's what happened several times in the park yesterday. A couple of times I felt extremely threatened.
Well, there's sort of a militant aspect that's come in here lately. When it first set up, I remember in day one that Saturday, it was kind of, a peace log of a Woodstocking kind of thing. But now you've got a hostile crowd moving in. You've got these alleged Mohawk warriors that have come in. Let's roll the second clip of you, I think, dealing with their fire, the sacred fire.
Hi there.
You can't film the fire?
No, you can't do that.
Can't do what?
Can't film the fire.
Can't film the fire? Why?
It's sacred.
Film the fire. Film the fire. It's a fire in an oak park. Don't touch the camera. Don't touch the camera. You know that you're breaking several laws.
No, the fire department was just here.
I don't care. Do you want to know what infractions you're breaking, what bylaws you're breaking, and you're trying to tell us we can't film your fire? You have a fire in an open park, which is illegal.
Chris, stand up and hold this.
And breaking your laws.
Why do you think it's okay to keep holding down Native people under your boot heels?
What makes you?
Why do you think it's okay to have no respect for anyone's religious beliefs?
You know what? My religious beliefs are also disrespected every day, but I'm not going to come out and do something illegal because of it. Do you think that's the answer? So
this is not a fire. No, this is. I would light. No, I would not light a sacred fire because it wouldn't be sacred in your house.
Do not touch me.
It would not be a sacred.
I'm not touching the camera.
See, this is how meeting twisted.
Have you asked me not to film you? Have you asked me not to film you?
You can't film it this way.
Don't touch the camera.
No,
excuse me.
That's why the sun is a red.
Out of my way.
That's why the sun is not a respectable place.
You are blocking my way.
Excuse us, please.
My way. I go with the camera.
Okay.
I go with the camera. Thank you. Thank you.
We're crowded in here. It's all good. Why don't you speak to my niece?
Thank you.
Well, there's the warm and fuzziness.
I know, right? Now, apparently, as I was told, this is our land, and I pointed out, well, it's my land too, and I was told, no, it wasn't. It's like, then why am I paying property tax? Because last time I checked, I was paying property tax. So.
And I don't even think, these guys who claim to be the Mohawk, I don't believe that guy's one of them anyhow, but there's a nice excuse to use because they do use this sacred fire thing to get away with a lot.
And as I said to him, so if you come to my house and you light a fire on my front lawn, I can't tell you to put it out because you're going to call it a sacred fire. These guys are jokers.
Yeah, and he also said you wouldn't be a sacred fire if it was at your house either. Now, you had a list of some of the bylaws that they were breaking, and you were walking around with that and pointing them out to them?
Well, several of them, because the initial reason we went down there is because in Edmonton on Wednesday, the city erected a sign citing just one of the bylaws that are being broken there. And the bylaw that they put up the sign for was that no one was to gather in the park between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m., I believe it was. We have a similar one here in Toronto where it says that nobody shall be in the park between 12:01 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. You can't stay in the park overnight. There are several other bylaws about having open flames, open fires, and picnics even. Bylaws about not having a gathering of more than 25 people, all of these things without permits. Bylaws about you can't encroach upon or occupy, and the word occupy is in the bylaw. You cannot occupy a park by any means whatsoever. I mean, it goes on and on. There were at least, I had a page there that there were just 6 of. And that's just, you know, us skimming through very quickly. There are so many more that I'm sure that could be applied here.
And the Toronto City Council so far has been very mute on this. It looks, and they're all right across Canada. You got them in Ottawa, you got them in Vancouver, you got them in Edmonton, Calgary. Calgary, they're parked. I was listening to Rick Bell last night on with Adler, and he was talking about how they'd taken over. The park they were given wasn't good enough, so they went down, and now they're right across from City Hall. In Ottawa, there's right near City Hall and the courthouse. Edmonton may be the only city with the balls to toss them out, and that may be happening the next day or so.
Yeah, well, one can hope, right? And one can hope that that is just the sign that Toronto is waiting for, because that's one of the things that's being debated, and it's certainly one of the questions I'm asking. Okay, enough's enough. What's it going to take for you to go in and get them out? They're breaking several bylaws each and every day. You're not even writing them fines. It's a joke. Maybe they're waiting for somebody else to do it first.
Speaking of breaking laws, let's go to the last clip, the third clip, where you are on the verge of being arrested.
I know, terrible.
Under citizens arrest
touch me.
for attacking somebody.
I dare you to touch
already
me.
touched
I
me.
dare
You are being contained. I will
I
get.
dare you.
You're under citizens arrest.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Citizens arrest for what?
You've already harmed somebody on site. You
did I
pushed 2
assault?
people.
His name is Irish. He's over there. He's
What did I do? What did I do?
I don't know, but you're under citizens arrest. Please don't.
You assaulted.
I don't know, but you're under citizens arrest.
Yeah, you're being contained, and you've assaulted somebody.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently assaulted someone. I recognize one of the protesters there, Bruce Borland, who used to be a pressman here, who's now got Lyme disease, and he wanders off in different kind of tangents. And he's the one that said that you're now contained, I think, or something like that.
Yes, and he was actually one of the most antagonistic people in the park. He approached me when I was up by the Mohawk Warriors, and started saying, "You came in here with an attitude," and I said to him several times, "So you've seen me from the moment I stepped in? You were here when I stepped in?" And he finally said, "Well, no." Well, then what are you basing that on? Like, go away. He made it quite clear to me that he had at one time worked for The Sun, that he was now working for another news agency, according to him. He followed me around non-stop. He was like my little shadow.
He is a bit odd. He used to be a pressman with us. But the thing about this is, it's getting worse down there. It's getting more hostile.
It is.
And they're not doing anything about it.
And here's the thing. When you saw there that the police showed up, initially the officer asked me, she said, if you could come, we'll go talk. And I said, where are we going? And we were getting fairly close to an exit. And she said, well, just go over here and talk. And I said, outside the park? And she goes, yeah. And I went, no, I'm staying put. If anybody's leaving the park, it's them, not me. And she said, I just want to be able to talk to you to get your side without them all jumping in and stuff. So I understood what she was saying. But as I said to her, I said, on principle alone, I'll stay. We spoke for a few moments, and I thought, okay, now I'm ready to go. We started to exit the park, and everybody started cheering, and that's when the Irish, the Newfie in me, just took over, and I was like, oh, hell no. And I turned around, and I stopped in my tracks, and I said, no, I will go when I'm good and ready. And just to wrap it all up, Mark, eventually the officer said to his partner, he said, the guy who's saying she assaulted him is intoxicated, so we won't be pursuing this.
Well, I think they're getting a little G20, they got that little fear of the G20 thing. Thank you, Jacqui Delaney.